In this module, these artifacts will be discussed minutely, illustrated accurately, and described systematically. Pottery may be defined as a container or vessel made of bag or fire clay fashioned by hand or on a wheel. It is a crucial factor in archaeological research because of its abundance, variety, rapidity of change in style, and a relative permanence, at least in sherds. Pottery is an old art of man. With the discovery of this art, man started cooking his food. Likewise, he also started storing his surplus food grains. The pot making technology brought about many changes in the way of life of the people of prehistoric times. It started from the later part of the Mesolithic period onwards and continues till date through Neolithic, Chalcolithic, Bronze Age, Early Iron Age, and historical periods. Potsherds or sherds are the broken pieces of pottery. It is a pottery fragment which could give valuable archaeological clues explored or excavated from an archaeological site. Even though few or no entire examples of pot or vessels will be extant at a site, some sherds are often found since they are nearly indestructible like pots. Experts could easily trace the cultural period to which the sherds belong and interpret the associated finds also if the finds are of the same context. Now let's come to the handmade potsherds or sherds. These are the fragments of pottery which have coarse fabric, rough texture, and coarse surface finish. Incomplete backing or firing is a characteristic feature of handmade sherds. They may be only part or parts of pots or container or vessels and so forth. This is a handmade potsherd. It is coarse in texture and ill firing. Both the surfaces does not have smooth surface. It possesses coarse texture. These are also the fragments of pottery that may give valuable archaeological clues. They have fine fabric and texture and a smooth finish. All the wheel-made pottery are baked or fired completely. Hence, all the sherds which possess all the features mentioned above are classified as wheel-made potsherds. It is a wheel-made potsherd. Both the inner and outer surface are very fine and smooth. It is a black on red potsherd. That means painting is done by black on red pot. From the above discussion, you might have learned about the different types of pottery and the sherds as well. Procedures of accurate drawing and systematic description of these artifacts. The usual procedures are: number 1, orientation of the supplied specimen; number 2, nature of presentation; number 3, required instruments and needed materials; and number 4, technique of drawing. Now let's come to the orientation of the supplied specimen. If a sherd is supplied to draw accurately, each student should carefully examine the specimen thoroughly, so as he or she could place the specimen facing its mouth part facing upward and bottom or leg part facing downward. The outer surface should be considered as the dorsal surface and it should be drawn first to show the surface decoration, if any, present on the shirt. Unlike the drawing of the lithic tools, the section view is drawn by the side of the illustrated shirt, either left or right according to the convenience, but mostly drawn on the left side. Now come to the nature of presentation. Like the other lithic and bone tools, drawings of these three-dimensional shirt is represented by two-dimensional drawings. The boundary of the shirt is or are shown by using thick lines. Any form of decoration is presented by dots, straight lines, curved lines, crisscross, geometrical figures, etc., depending upon the nature of the decoration present on the upper surface of the given or supplied specimen. Unlike other lithic tools, the bounded area by the drawing is fully shaded using a pencil. Required instruments and materials. All the required instruments to be supplied by the department concerned and the needed materials to be brought by each student remain the same as in other prehistoric practical classes. Now come to the technique of drawing. The technique of drawing is similar to the drawing of upper Paleolithic bone tools and microliths of Mesolithic culture. Here, instead of the flat curves and ridges, any decoration are measured accurately and represented accordingly. Technique of measurement to find out the desired points remain the same as in the case of lithic tools. Let us take a notebook and place it. Then we measure the length of the tool. It measures 5.6 along its axis. Then join these 2 points forming the distal end. Like other lithic tools, we should keep this shirt bisecting by an imaginary line into 2 halves. One of the halves should place parallel to this table, and let us keep in this way and try to confirm whether we are placing this accurately. 7, 5, also 5. Out of these 4 measurements, we got 3 having the same height. So not to move, we should fill up the gap by using model clay or plasticine. The excess model clay or plasticine can be removed in this way. Then we should transfer it to the drawing table and fix it here. Then we can start outline drawing. While drawing the outline, we should take the end points or starting points of the paintings. If it is the starting point, it should be considered as the end point. We can take it either end or starting. Then we can remove it and place it properly here. And let us join the dots. Let us measure the distance from here up to here, and again from here up to here, and next from here up to here, and another from here up to here. Like this, it should continue from here up to here, and similarly we should continue for all these paintings. Then we should join these two. And another one is from here up to the end, and from here to the end, and we have to set it. After setting this, we should draw this outer boundary by a thick line. Unlike lithic tools, the cross section is drawn on the side of the tool, either on the right or left. Normally it is drawn on the left side. Let us see how to take the measurement. One squeeze like this and turn it out again. And it will come in this way. It should be done like this. Now let's come to the systematic description of the supplied poster. Number 1. Each student should write the museum number or accession number to understand where from the specimen have been explored or excavated or collected. Number 2. About the raw material. In this case, whatever we are drawing is made of fine clay. Number 3. We should measure the given specimen, stating maximum length along its axis, maximum breadth along its half length, and maximum thickness along its half length. Now let's come to the state of preservation. The given specimen is slightly rolled and slightly patinated. Now let's come to the general description. It is somewhat rectangular in shape. See this one, it is somewhat rectangular in shape. It is the main body part which is red in color. The dorsal surface is very smooth and decorated with black paintings in fine drawings designs. The ventral or inner surface is also smoother, like the outer surface. The section view is somewhat curved and thick. The thickness is uniform. The next point is probable tool making technique. From the nature of the surfaces, both outer and inner, and the color of the shirt, the specimen might have been prepared by using wheel turn technique and complete firing, probably done in a closed kiln. The next point is probable tool type. It is a painted posset from the color of the posset as well as painting. It can be identified as black on red shirt, which is a part of a large black on red wire container. Now come to the probable cultural period and chronology. Culturally, the given shirt is belong to Chalcolithic period and chronologically it belongs to Holocene epoch. Lastly, let's come to the probable function and economy. When the shirt was a complete vessel, it might have been used for storing purposes and economically belong to food producing stage. In the early stages, prehistoric men used very crude or coarse texture pottery, particularly from the later part of the Mesolithic. During that period, they made pottery by their own hands. During the Neolithic and later periods, with the development of finer techniques, very fine and smooth surface containers were made by using laminated clay and whirling turnable tables. These finer pottery are commonly defined as wheel-made pottery. Thank you all for patient hearing.